Welcome back. Today, we're jumping right into something I know a lot of you are curious about. This absolute gold rush happening with AI. Specifically, we're going to do a deep dive, a masterclass really, on how you can take a custom GPT and turn it into a real, profitable digital product. And trust me, we're going to look at ways you probably haven't even thought of.
So right off the bat, when you think about selling a GPT you've built, where does your mind go? Probably to the official GPT store, maybe Etsy or Gumroad, right? And look, that's not wrong, but it's only a tiny piece of a much, much bigger puzzle.
Because today, we're going to push past the obvious. We're going to think bigger. We're going to think smarter. We're going to explore some really clever kind of outside-the-box strategies for turning these AI tools you build into actual cash, into authority in your space, and into some seriously powerful assets for your business.
All right, so why are we talking about this right now? What's the big deal? Well, everything's changed, and I mean that literally. Recent updates have supercharged what these custom GPTs can do, and it has blown the doors wide open for what's possible.
You know, it really wasn't that long ago that a GPT was stuck with whatever it was initially trained on. That was it. But now, totally different story. They can read your documents, they can analyze images you upload, and, this is the real game changer, they can go out and read entire websites from a URL. This isn't just a little upgrade, it turns them from a simple chatbot into a powerhouse research assistant that can create amazing things for you.
And that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today. The creative ways you can actually make money with these new powers. Ways to go far beyond just listing your GPT for a few bucks on a store.
Let's kick things off with a pretty surprising number: $7. Now, hold on. You're not trying to build a business selling $7 products. That's not the point. Think of this number as the front door. It's a super low-cost, no-brainer way for someone to become your customer. And here's how that simple $7 becomes the key to a powerful sales funnel. So imagine someone buys your awesome $7 script writing GPT. Boom, they get instant value. What's next? Well, now you can offer them, say, a bundle of other related GPTs, or maybe a full course on video marketing. See what's happening? That little $7 sale can easily turn a total stranger into a customer who's worth over $100 to you, all because that GPT was the perfect high-value foot in the door.
Okay, now for a totally different strategy. This one has nothing to do with direct sales. It's all about building authority. So picture this. You're in some high-level mastermind group online. An industry leader posts a really useful but kind of clunky text prompt. What do? You grab that prompt, you quickly build it into a slick, easy-to-use GPT, and then you just drop it back into the group as a free gift for everyone. So what happens when you do that? You get noticed, big time. When you provide that much value for free, the leaders in your fields, we're talking people like Frank Kern and John Benson in this real-world example, they see it. Suddenly, you're not just some face in the crowd. You're the person who solves problems. You're branding yourself as the expert, all without ever asking for a sale.
And of course, there's a third, much more direct path you can take. Once you get the hang of this, you can just offer your skills as a service. Businesses will happily, gladly pay a premium. We're talking anywhere from $500 to $2,500 or even more for a custom GPT that solves one of their specific nagging problems.
Okay, I can almost hear you thinking, this sounds amazing, but isn't it super technical? And the answer, you'll be happy to hear, is a hard no. You absolutely 100% do not need to be a coder. Let's walk through a super simple, repeatable plan for building one yourself. Now, this is maybe the most important rule of all. Before you even think about building, you have to know what problem you're solving. A great GPT isn't about having a ton of cool features. It's about finding one very specific, very clear pain point that your audience would love to get rid of.
So here's the blueprint. It's really just 3 steps. First, you identify. Find your niche. Find that one problem. Don't try to build something for everybody. Second, you build and test. This is where you give the AI its instructions. Your job is to be a great manager, give it a clear role, and then test it to make sure it works. And finally, you package it. This is way more than just a name and an icon. This is about adding bonus trainings or materials to make it a complete, irresistible solution.
All right, so you've built your GPT. Now what?
How do you make it stand out from the crowd? How do you make it something that a potential customer sees and just has to have? Let's dig into some pro tips for that.
To really package this thing right, you've got to shift how you think. Don't sell the features, sell the benefits. What result will they get? What pain will go away? Next, show undeniable proof. A quick demo video showing at work its magic is perfect. And think smart about your pricing. Bundling it with other tools or guides makes the offer so much more powerful. You're not just selling software, you're selling a complete solution.
Okay, here is a really cool trick to make your users feel special. It's called an Easter egg. Just like in a video game or a movie, it's this hidden little feature that isn't advertised, but it's an awesome surprise for the people who find it.
So, how would you do this with a GPT? Well, you could build a super powerful function right into it. Like, maybe it can write ad copy in the exact style of a famous marketer. But you don't mention that anywhere in the main instructions. You hide the commands for it in the GPT's knowledge files. Then, down the road, you reveal this secret command to your paying customers as a special bonus. It makes them feel like they're part of an exclusive club.
So here's the bottom line. The wall that used to keep people from creating useful software tools, it's pretty much gone. You have the power, right now, to build something that solves a real problem for people. You don't need to know how to code, you just need a good idea. And that really just leaves one final question for you to think about. What problem are you going to solve first?